definitely a new beginning happening with you, Pisces, one where you're not going to be in a power struggle anymore with somebody else. Anyone in general, right? The Ace of Swords, you're putting the sword down. You're not going to fight against somebody who's going to give you a hard time. You know, they're trying to do all the things in the world to not make it work. Even if they do like you and the two of you are just not on the same page, you're still going to end up essentially letting the relationship or the would-be relationship go, because there's no point in trying to force something that, you know, you're not supposed to force, right? If you and a person can't really see eye to eye, there's really no point in being with them. And it's time for you and this person to go your separate ways. The Eight of Pentacles is that you're also optimistic, because a lot of you Pisces understand that with this new approach, you're bound to meet someone new that you are compatible with. However, you have the Nine of Swords and the Four of Swords, I should say, also too. The Nine of Swords would normally be you thinking about an ex coming back, but the Four of Swords with it represents how you Pisces, you're not even afraid if the ex is going to come back. Now, is the ex going to come back? Is an ex going to come back? Probably not. What'll happen is that, and this is what it is that you Pisces already know. You're not even thinking about an ex per se, right? This just thought to highlight. And even if you are, some of you Pisces may be thinking about exes. If those people who turn out to be weirdos, or some of them may give you a hard time, right? Or maybe you may think that by not being compatible with particular people, then that you're missing out on a good thing. A lot of you Pisces aren't even going to be worried about the exes. For the ones of you Pisces that think that you're missing out on a good connection with somebody, you don't have to think like that, because you're in a situation where, you know, if the person really is a good individual, I mean, you can get on their page. It's just a matter of, do the two of you really want the same things, right? And are the two of you ultimately compatible in the sense of long-term goals, right? So now the the Hanged Man represents, you Pisces know that you have to be patient, though. So you're not really worried about if exes are coming back. You know that you have to be patient. This is a long game. This is more so about you Pisces getting to know multiple people, right? Going out on dates, seeing if those people if those people are interested in you, who's interested, and seeing if you're interested in them, and do the two of you go together like peanut butter and jelly. So the Nine of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands is about how, since that's the case, a lot of you Pisces also, whenever it is that I get the Nine of Pentacles, it's like washed over, redone, baptized, remade, right? Reinvention. So a lot of you Pisces do feel that way, and that you really not hiding from what you want from a partner. And I say this a million times, you really have to become quite clear about what you want, because when you're more clear about what you want, that also cuts back on the people BSing you and wasting your time as well. Because when you know what you want, but you're not necessarily, you're not a jerk, but you know what you want still, what happens is that puts a lot of things into perspective. A person can be cool, but if they're unambitious, if they don't have anything going on, if they don't have strong character, if they're lacking in certain ways, then you still know that even though those people are moralistically nice, those are not really the best people for you. That way, and by that virtue, or by that way, you should leave them alone. Because sometimes people, just because a person is unambitious does not necessarily mean that they are a criminal. It's just that it just means that they don't really want anything, long-term out of life. They don't really want anything really grandiose out of life. They're not really chasing excellence. Or they may be lacking here or lacking there. They may not know how to stand up for themselves. They may be a pushover in this way. So you still can't be with those people, because those people, in essence, have not really gotten in touch with who it is that they are. So you can't be in a relationship with somebody who acts like that, because those would be the type of people who are probably the worst type of people that you can meet. Them and the people who play games, because they're in the same boat with one another, because those people are easily swayed by another individual, right? So the Knight of Wands, so that could give way, I should say, to cheating, right? Furthermore. So the Knight of Wands and the Magician now is about you, Pisces. You know, you're going to thug it out. You're going to continue to date. And even if you and someone else don't really end up being a match at first glance, you're going to continue to date other people and see who's out there for you. So a lot of you Pisces right now have a very deterministic mentality. A lot of you Pisces are very focused on making sure that you're gonna try what's necessary, not whatever, but what's necessary for you Pisces to actually get to know somebody where you and them are on the same page. And if the two of you happen to not be on the same page, then so be it. But you Pisces are not going to be discouraged just because things don't necessarily go your way a few times, which is a good outlook. So let's clarify the Knight of Wands. So to clarify the Knight of Wands, you have the Strength, Six of Swords, Three of Cups, yeah, and the Eight of Wands. Yeah, because the Strength, right, and the Six of Swords represents, yeah, a lot of you Pisces are more brave now because you have way more experience. And over here, obviously, you know, I've pretty much simplified, not everything, but I've simplified a lot of, because there's always another layer, but I've simplified a lot of things for you that you needed to know, right? People who play games don't really have a whole lot going on, not really. Weak-willed individual are just as bad as people who like to play games. So a lot of you Pisces realize that there's really nothing to fear, and that all of that, you know, big hoopla that people who are arrogant are trying to, you know, get you to stand there and stare and to think that that's what they really are. You now know that that's not real. You now know that when you are observing a person playing these games, you're seeing this, the Six of Swords. You're seeing red flags. You're seeing somebody who wishes that they could be with you, because you Pisces are very constructive, right? When your mind and your heart is in the correct place and when your hands are in the correct place, right? But they don't really have the capacity to be with you because internally, heart-wise, right? They're not there yet. And more than likely, they probably never will be there. So they have to secretly admire it but at the same time trying to humiliate you to get you to be discouraged off of being who and what you are, Pisces. So the thing about it is that the Three of Cups now and the Eight of Wands is all about how you Pisces are in a situation where just play the field, honestly, you know, but don't necessarily go the whole nine with somebody and start getting physical with them, if you know what I mean, because then that creates a huge body count. You know, you don't want to be swirling around in that pool, going from person to person to person, calling yourself trying to create a relationship. No, play the field, talk to people, go out on a couple of dates with different people, if that's what it is that you want. But the first person that you get physically busy with, that's the person that you're rocking with, and you're supposed to cut all the other people off. That's pretty much it.